Pam Bondi just released a whole list of people named in the Epstein files. Here's the catch though, she doesn't tell us in what context these figures come up. So you have guys like Jay-Z or Pope John Paul II or Elon Musk or, Tucker Carlson. And she's not telling us in what context they're coming up in the Epstein files. She does add a qualifier that some of these people may not really be relevant to the case, but they just are mentioned in some kind of immaterial fashion. And it's going to, in my opinion, raise more questions than answers. But I also kind of wonder if she's doing this to maybe target some of the people on the list, because just by naming them, they're of course going to be associated with the whole scandal. So I wonder really what the motivations were here. But be that as it may, I'm happy that a name list was dropped, but I'm not happy with the fact that the context wasn't given, because some of these names could just come up in some kind of mass email that goes out, including to Epstein, and really has nothing to do with Epstein and Maxwell. So there's that aspect that has to be considered. Much more to come. I'll keep you posted. Make sure to hit the
Great. I think I did find out how to share that video in the end, and I think you must have heard this time, because the settings are now, the audio settings are now showing that it is that it did indeed record the sound of that video. So I think that's quite right, that we should take the names released, the names mentioned in the Epstein files, with a pinch of salt. Because when you think about it, it is a huge distraction, and ultimately it will not yield that many results that would satisfy the rules of natural justice. I know many people hate the political classes so much that they want to get rid of them all, and maybe do not care about the justice of the matter. But I'm saying there should be, unless there is cogent evidence and witnesses and the whole list of things required to get a safe conviction, we should just forget about it. Because the trial would be, I just don't see how you're going to be able to do it. Just because you're mentioned means you're guilty? Is that so? Is that how you would like you to be treated were your name to be mentioned? And you had, maybe you didn't even go. Maybe there was this idea that you were going to invite so and so to Epstein Island, and that person said no, they didn't want to go. Would that mean you should also be punished just because you were mentioned? I mean, it's ridiculous. And okay, so you did go, but you didn't do anything. Or maybe you did go and do stuff, but there is no evidence. And if you're going to dispense with the rules of natural justice because you don't like a group, then I think you can be sure that these rules will be dispensed with when your political opponents come and get you. And also, what is worse is that it distracts from sorting things out as they currently are. And I think it's bad enough. You don't need further evidence of your ruling classes being corrupt and incompetent. And I'm saying there is already enough evidence that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And we should address what is already in the public domain without trying to prove something that's going to be very hard to prove and just enriching the lawyers and not solving the problems as they have been revealed now. So that remains my view. I think the only other political commentator who agrees with this position is Peter Lavelle. He's saying that they're not going to be able to prove beyond reasonable doubt that all the people named in the Epstein files did something terrible, and to waste time trying to prosecute them when there is no cogent evidence and no corroborating testimony and no victims is not a good idea. You're going to waste time when you should be directing your energy and your resources and your time towards solving all the problems that have already been revealed.